very much for staying. This is the news review segment here on Breakfast Daily, which is live on Citi TV. In studio, Paul is still here. Geoffrey is also here. We've dealt with the issue of the NPP and its primaries for orphan constituencies over the weekend. Congratulations to the party. Congratulations to all winners. And like the party executives have said, they should all commit to unity in the fights for 2024. Well, moving away from that, and in pursuant or in fulfillment of a campaign promise, the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo-led NPP government created the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The man who's running that office is Kisie Jabing. Somewhere last week, he organized a press conference, and some of the things he's put out has derived a response from JUSAG, and of course, several other quarters. And so I'm going to find out from the gentleman. First off, Geoffrey, did you watch the OSP, or have you listened to him and what he said in that press conference? And what do you make of his demeanor and countenance?
Well, I saw the video and I was bemused, I was perplexed. I don't know. I was so confused to look at, you know, the instead of the criminals running away, the crime officer was the one running away.
Yeah, by the end of the day, he said he won't resign.
Yeah, when I say, I mean...
He says he's a Ankwan.
Yes, so I did not expect any other response that, I mean, the response to him, I did not even expect any other response. The OSP actually says he's a walk alone now, you know, and that statement is an indication of how we have all contributed, all of us, in studio here, out there in Ghana, everybody concerned to listen to me. I'm saying it actually shows how we have all contributed directly or indirectly to this motivation of corrupt people. You see, here we are motivating offenders. That's what we have done. Because you see, if, God forbid, you were slapping him, and I did not even call the police or even try separating, I have actually contributed to the issue. Yeah. To stand there and condone by watching on. Those who are watching on, and even people we have paid to fight corruption, are the ones coming to even attack the other person who is actually doing what we want them to do.
Did we need the Office of the Special Prosecutor at all?
We did. It was a creation that most of the anti-corruption, CSOs and concerned Ghanaian citizens, the mass public acclamation that it received showed that we all thought it was wise to have that person to speed up processes of clamping down on corruption.
And not everyone shares in that school of thought, because we have the CID, there is SHRAJ, there's Yoku. There are all these bodies already.
We do. So while at it, we thought, look, let's have that special prosecutor who would look at certain special flood cases, you know, and handle them for us. You mentioned the CID, but how bold were they doing? But I think I also can side briefly with them when they said, look, the problems that face the CID and the BNI and block them from performing their duties to the core are the same problems that this OSP is also facing. You know, that government commitment to ensure that, look, the state should actually commit to the fight. You know, you should have had, like, the president, the vice president, the top hierarchy pushing the OSP, you know, to accelerate some of the cases. But what have you seen sometimes before?
So is it to say that any case at all that the OSP presents before a court, irrespective of how it is presented, because you see, at the end of the day, the OSP is a creature of the law.
Right.
And the courts are the educators.
Right.
They are the dispensers of the law.
So you see, once we are all fighting one common good, that institutional clash that you are seeing right now could have been avoided. Because if there should be a way that the OSP, Attorney General's Department, should be working in tandem. Exactly. Because we are all going to fight one crime. If I say that phone, I think we should seize it, and you think otherwise, at our level, that collaboration, that institutional collaboration, because we are doing almost the same thing, we can even seek advice from the BNI or CID. It's a collaborative effort so that we are going for one thing. So let's see how the approach is. You can say, it's just like asking me right now how maybe maybe an area where we think that there are some stubborn people that maybe they are actually criminals, and then maybe the police service is going and they need a backup from the military. Even though it's actually the police service internal affair, the military will come on board. When they are going on such operation like Operation Calm Life, I mean, they are in the same pickup.
Yeah.
And they will all, put their forces together. So why don't we do the same thing?
There's a need for,
we have to.
Institutional collaboration.
There is also the issue of demotivation. Publicly, we've seen how the OSP issues have been raised against him in public space. Instead of, coming down behind the scenes and, working amongst themselves, that effort to actually demoralize him, we've seen it. We saw, not with him alone. We saw what happened to Domolevo. We also saw what happened to Martin Amidu. And that's why we're continuing. Look, the citizens' neglect is another thing. We've sat back and we are watching. Do you remember when we all said drop that chamber? And it was halted. That's the power we wield to stop things. I mean, so we need to, the politicization of some of these discussions. Look, the crime has no political color.
Yeah.
When it's a crime, it's a crime.
It's a crime.
Whoever is involved must face the laws. The next issue to talk about is interference. We've had religious leaders, traditional leaders interfere in issues. We've heard them over time. Look, I'm so glad God gave us the wisdom as advocates to use what when it comes to crime, issues of crime, we always use perceptions index.
Okay.
If we were going to be talking about evidence alone, we would have run a whole year without with no evidence. But the perceptions, because you are coming to office, we say declare your assets. While in office, we also follow you up and say, how much do you have? It's important to use perceptions to stimulate that discussion and bring out people. There's also falling standard in our society.
Wow.
Yeah, falling standards.
The moral fabric is no longer
that
existent.
religious and moral education they are giving to the children, they have to reinforce it. Now, look, when I was young, you dare take football home if it's not for you.
Well, that's true.
Now, young people in secondary school buy cars. I saw a video of a woman rejecting a car gift, some Nigerian video of a woman who was rejecting a car gift from the son. And another woman was like, this woman is discouraging the son from doing good for her in the future. Then I said, you were expecting a child in the university to donate a vehicle to the mother and the mother to celebrate it. When she is the one who paid the young man's school fee to go to school, the young man now turns around and brings a vehicle home.
So we're not questioning the source of
So we have to do that. And, when we want to go forward, these are the issues. Government commitment, institutional collaboration for them to work together. That need to improve capacity is also there. Citizen support. We all need to voice. Ghanaians, look, Kwame Nkrumah once said that Ghanaians are not timid. But I'm beginning to have doubts whether we are acting.
We're timid or not.
We're not speaking about it. Look, let's discourage the interference. Let's name and shame those religious leaders and political contractors who come around politics just to come and turn it around the wrong direction. And then also to improve the standards. Look, the standards of our morality must go up. High moral standards. At a point, President Rawlings said that, look, if you put the systems right and make the culture stand strong, even if Satan becomes the president of Ghana, things will be made right. Because you cannot turn it. And then finally, I'll talk about this issue of depoliticizing the subject. Look, whether it's NDC, NPP, CPP, or PNT, crime is crime. No matter who committed it, let's look at the criminal side of it, and let's talk the polishing of it. Somebody steals a goat and he's a thief. Somebody steals money from government, they say fraud. It's a fraud case. It's stealing. Call them criminals, call them thieves.
So we're branding some.
We brand some. They said, a fraud case has been leveled against. The man is a thief.
Corruption and corruption related activities.
They say corruption and corruption related. A fraud case has been, we are leveling it against him. The man has caused us losses deliberately. And you are telling me he corrupts. Look, the person will shout, you, and look, it's wrong. I understand.
Wrong is wrong.
But once the person has siphoned money from state accounts,
let me deal with Paul
stealing.
And pick his thoughts on it. Do you think the OSP is just being a crybaby looking to be pampered, or he's expecting the institutions to be biased towards him, or really he has a case and needs to be supported?
Okay, Nana, thank you. The UN Convention Against Corruption is what birthed the idea of the setting up of the OSP. And in our case, in 2018, we had this ally that gave rise to the Office of the Special Prosecutor. The creation of the Office of the Special Prosecutor is a baby of the Attorney General. That is not to say they derive almost all their powers from the Attorney General, no. But as a student of law, my sword is going to cut both sides, the OSP side and then the judiciary. The OSP, one, was wrong in the first place to have detailed the rulings of the court to the public. Why do I say so? The Office of the Special Prosecutor went ahead to give vivid account of the rulings of 5 cases that
and he describes them as dismissive.
Yes, that the court did not work in its favor. But you see, you do not always get what you want, even as the special prosecutor when you go to the court. That is also not to say that the court did not err. In most of the instances, the court erred. Let's take the issue of Charles Bissiou. When Charles went to the court to seek the injunction, preventing the OSP from investigating him, it was even an ex parte motion that Charles went in for. All right? In other words, it was done in the absence of the OSP. Where an allegation has been leveled against an individual, then that same individual goes to the court to seek an injunction from being investigated, requesting for 10 days to stop the special prosecutor from investigating such an individual. That, I believe, was something the court erred. If the person is being investigated, let them go ahead with the investigation. Whatever is established at the end of the day, if he is at fault, we will know. If he is not, we will know. Yeah. The law will establish. But where you grant an injunction to, as it were, an investigation that is ongoing, then I don't know where we are heading towards with that investigation. Again, with Cecilia Dapa's issue. But that side is a bit dicey because the OSP delayed with the 7 days rule.
Yeah.
All right. If you are placing an embargo on somebody's finances or account, you are freezing the person's account, then it means that within that 7 days, you would have gone to the court to confirm or for the court to reaffirm what you have done. Unfortunately, you delayed.
Yeah.
All right. So that delay and then going to the court to request for a confirmation of the embargo on or the freezing of Cecilia Dapa's account, it's quite unfortunate. So next time, perhaps, like they always say in the maxims of law, he who goes to equity must go with clean hands, right? So next time, perhaps the OSP should go well prepared, just so it stays within the ambit of the law. Quite apart from that, what has been the support of government? What has been the support of the legislature? What has been the support of the judiciary? This office was not created for fun. Let's be honest to ourselves. As a country, corruption is, in fact, it's become almost like the norm in our society these days. And where we do not nip this in the bud and we keep somehow, making it the norm at the end of the day, then I'm sorry, we have lost it as a country. For over 60 years, we cannot, punish wrongdoers, especially politically exposed persons, when we know that this person has misappropriated or has embezzled so much. And then, it is not as it seemed, and so let's clear the person, and it becomes, we just sweep it under the carpet. For how long?
Yeah.
I am blaming the OSP for tabling or giving out all the details about the court's ruling, and I felt that it could have done better by way of going through the remaining processes in getting the redress that it wanted. All right? Where you go to the court and they tell you X, Y, Z, and so you lose, you don't end there.
Yeah.
There are appellate bodies that you can go to and seek redress. They could have gone to the Court of Appeal to continue the case from
I see
there.
his concern really is what he says or describes as the court stepping into an arena where they decide who should be investigated or not. Because some of these rulings have sought to stop him from investigating some of these individuals.
That was the Charles Bisu issue. And I said that I did agree, I do agree that the court erred in that angle. But quite apart from that, the other cases, what happened? And even if the court erred, you shouldn't stop there. You go ahead, go to the appeals court, let them review. If you are not satisfied with the appeals court, go to the Supreme Court. So you make sure you have exhausted all the avenues. And then when you come to the people and you are accounting to the people, then they will know that, yes, you did X, Y, Z, so let us even applaud you. And then we, the citizens, will take the institutions on. But where you have also failed at some point to go through the right channels, then you come back to us, we have little support to give you. But you see, it is mandatory on the part of the OSP that biannually, or as it were, every 6 months, you are to publish whatever you have done, within that period. Come and engage the people. Let us know your activities. Where monies have been retrieved, you tell us the amount, persons involved, you tell us the people involved. So it was right on the part of the OSP to have done what they did last week. All right, they did not err in that regard, except for the details they gave, the fine details they gave, which I did.
Which some
not
say seems to bastardize the
You see, the
judiciary.
court already, the judiciary does not really have the support of the masses. It's as though people have lost a bit of confidence in our court system. And so where you also come up with these fine details of your activities, then it gives a bit of credence to what the citizens have been saying all over, all along, I should say. All right. And so I felt that at that point he should have use a bit of his discretion in terms of what to give out during the press engagement. So yes, that bit I do not agree or support the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Having said that, I think Jeff did say that there should be a greater collaboration between the OSP and then other bodies. Yeah. I do agree.
Including the Office of the Attorney General.
The Attorney General, you led to the formation of this baby. And so it must be your priority, especially the president. I'm saying especially the president because it was a promise on his part to making sure he fights corruption. And by that, the setting up of the OSP. And I think that the president must do everything within his power to resource the OSP.
The campaign promise was to set up the Office of the Special
Prosecutor. It is not enough to set it up.
He has set it up.
Where you have the people at that end almost every time complaining. In fact, there's
the first person he put there,
this
who
case,
we all revere as an anti-graft person, left the office describing the president as a mother serpent of corruption.
You see, so then it goes to give impetus to what the former OSP said, that the president is the mother serpent. Why is he describing him that way? Because if he is not, then he should support the office. He should resource the OSP.
There's no political will.
Everything that they need to be able to function as a state institution, get the results that all the citizens are demanding and are requesting for, so that indeed we will know that, Mr. President, you have fought the fight against corruption and we have won.